What is real estate wholesaling, and how are people buying and selling houses, not using any of their own money and getting these big commission checks? Like, how does that work? Stick around because today I'm going to explain exactly how real estate wholesalers make money without using any of their own. So kind of the primary function of a real estate wholesaler is to connect home sellers with home buyers. And you might be thinking like, well, isn't that what real estate agents do? Yes, kind of, but wholesalers primarily work with investors, either house flippers or people who buy homes and turn them into like a long-term rental or a short-term rental like Airbnb, or maybe somebody who's gonna take an old junky property and do like a, rehab it and clean it up and turn into like a Section 8 type property, or maybe flip it and refinance out of it, or these types of things. Those types of investors, let's kind of talk about their day in and day out primary kind of their function. If you're somebody who's flipping a home, you're likely spending a lot of your time managing crews and managing the houses being flipped, talking to flooring contractors about getting good prices on flooring, or maybe coordinating or arranging drywall or roofers or those type permitting, these types of things. So these investors, they don't really have a ton of time to actually go find properties. So they essentially need a deal finder who can go find them. And what they do is they connect with wholesalers and they tell them, hey, this is my buy box. I'm looking for 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom homes that are over 1,500 square feet, that have a backyard and have RV parking in these zip codes. So the investors will give the wholesalers what's called a buy box. These are homes that they're specifically looking for and that they can close very quickly on. Okay, let's talk about the house sellers, the people who need to sell their homes to these flippers. So the very first challenge that they have is they don't have access to these people. They don't know who they are. A lot of times these people don't advertise. Most of them don't even have websites. It's crazy, okay? And so there's a disconnect, okay? And these home sellers need to sell. And you might think, well, why don't they just go to a real estate agent? Sometimes they do go to a real estate agent, okay? But a lot of times in these circumstances, you're gonna have different types of people. Let me explain, okay? You might have somebody who inherited a house where their parents lived there, they passed away 75, 80, 90 years old, and the home has not been updated for 30 years, okay? A lot of times these homes, as people get older, they stop keeping up with the property, and so they just kind of start deteriorating. So generally speaking, they're not going to get top dollar for that house. And usually the only person who's going to buy it is going to be an investor who's essentially going to come in, tear out the bathrooms, tear out the kitchen, and flip it, okay? So you have those types of sellers. Sometimes you have like hoarders. Sometimes you have homes that are just like in serious disrepair. They need a ton of work. And usually there's going to be some sort of financial distress tied to it. Meaning these people are behind on their payments and the bank is going to foreclose on them and they have to sell it fast. Okay, so there's going to be that type of distress, or it could be just some kids who inherited the property that are like, look, we don't want to put the property on market, have it sit on there for 6 months, and the offer that we're going to get is going to come from an investor anyways. Like, let's just sell this off market, close in 30 days, let's get our money and let's move on. We don't want to be dealing with listings and maybe paying some sort of mortgage or whatever on the property during that window. And so essentially these people, the sellers, they need to sell for one reason or another, and they want to close quick and they don't want to deal with the hassle. That's the seller side. Okay, so now this is where kind of the rubber meets the road. Okay, so now you understand who the buyers are and who the sellers are. You can see how a wholesaler kind of fits in the middle there. What I always say is a wholesaler is essentially just a deal finder. They're actively looking for these type of people who need to sell their property, and they're bringing those deals to the investor. So in a perfect world, this is kind of what happens. We go to the seller and say, look, Mr. Seller, I am not the end buyer. I actually work with local flippers who buy homes. My job is to find properties for them, bring them the properties, and then they will pay me a fee to essentially bring them the deal. So let me get some information about the home. How many bedrooms is it? How many bathrooms is it? How many square feet is it? Can you send me some photos so I can get an idea of the condition of the property? And then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna run numbers to see if it makes sense for the buyers. And once we do that, we come back to the seller and say, look, we ran numbers. I know you wanted 150 for it, but in order for us to close in 30 days, you can leave the property as it is, take what you want, leave what you don't. And in order for us to close on it, I can't give you 150, but I can get you 140. Does that work? And they say, yes, that number works. We want a fast close. We don't want any hassle. We don't want inspections. We don't want appraisals, none of that stuff. We want to leave all our garbage. We don't want to get a dumpster and throw things away. Perfect, we'll buy it for 140. And now we take that deal and we say, okay, first thing we need to do is we need to get an agreement in place that we're gonna close in 30 days and that we're gonna pay $140,000 for it. So we sign a contract that says, I'm gonna close in 30 days, or I'm gonna bring a buyer to the table that's gonna close in 30 days, and we're gonna close at this dollar amount, this 140. So now we have an agreement with that seller. So now we're gonna take this deal and we're gonna bring it to our investors. Now remember, our investors have already told us they want 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,500 square feet. This is the amount of money they need to make on the deal. And we've calculated all the numbers. So we know this home fits within their buy box criteria. And essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna shop it out between all the investors that we have that are buying in this market. And we're gonna tell them, look, we're asking $150,000 for the property. This is kind of a starting offer. Let me know where you would need to be. And a lot of times those investors are actually gonna go to the house, they're gonna walk it and they're gonna take a look at it and make sure the numbers check out on their own. And if we've done our job as wholesalers, the numbers are gonna check out. So essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna shop it. Who's gonna be the highest bidder for this property? Maybe it's 150, maybe it's 155. And the delta between the 140, which we've agreed that the seller is gonna get, and the buyer's number, that 155, that's our money, that $15,000, maybe $20,000. Sometimes it's $5,000. But that number is gonna be our fee that the buyer is actually going to pay us. Now you should know that I'm not a YouTuber, okay? So I'm an actual real estate wholesaler and investor, so sometimes I leave things out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. And if you want to get started as a real estate wholesaler or investor, I have a very, very cheap beginner's guide to wholesaling where I teach you about title, escrow, contracts, agreements, negotiating, scripts, all those types of things. It's gonna be the first pinned comment in the section down below. Thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless.